radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right, welcome, Fade to Black. Today is, what are we? Monday, March 6th, 2023. And tonight is our monthly, we try to do it once a month, our AMA, Ask Me Anything. So the guest tonight is me. So welcome, everyone. Let's get some basic rules down so you understand what's going on. You can post your questions over in the YouTube chat. And if you do, put it in all caps so I can see them and the moderators too as well. And so if it's a funky question, the moderators can block you from the channel forever. No, just put it in all caps, because even though I can see now, I haven't worn glasses for, almost 10 days. I haven't even thought about picking up a pair of glasses. Normally, I have them lined up right here. They've been replaced by 3 guitar picks right here and an alien hacky sack, which I haven't put back in its position over there yet. But this is normally glasses that are stacked. And then if they're not, I have them here. And then also, if I want to reach with my right hand, I have some over on the, they're not in here anymore. Now, got a pile of them out of my desk in my other office. Oh, man, I'm not kidding. It's strange. Anyway, so post it in all caps so I can see them. And the amount of things that happen in our chat every night, it is absolutely crazy. And I'll let Michael know in the chat. Yeah, your question will get answered tonight, Michael. You don't have to post anymore. Put it in all caps so I can see it. And then when that happens, we go through a process here. It gets flagged. It gets starred. And Renee is in the chat. I've got to up my game tonight. Renee is in the chat. All right. Hey, Renee, what's going on? You going to hang with the kids tonight, Renee? It's, oh, man, that's an honor and a privilege, Renee. I don't know. It's the first time I've seen it. Renee, have you been creeping around in the past? I haven't even thought about that. Devious Renee. Renee's been producing for this show. I don't even know. Renee, tell us, how many years have you been with us? I don't even know now. I don't have any idea. Let's see. House Ghost update. So it looks like Renee is also posting as 15 different people, because that was Renee's question. She emailed me earlier today. She wanted an update on the House Ghost. I actually got a couple of updates there, and we will circle back to that. So if you could, questions in all caps, and you can also hit up Twitter, hashtag F2B, the sandbox, and even over there, putting it in all caps. If you can think about it, it's easier for me to sort through hashtag F2B or hashtag F2BQ. But if you can put it in all caps, that's great. And you can also post, if you go over to our radio page where we are broadcasting live right now. And let me flip through here. We should be broadcasting live. So let me see where everybody is posting. I think one of our people that run the Facebook radio page, but I'm actually on it now. Everybody over there is handling it, so I don't know where it's Yeah, it's okay. So I see a couple of areas. All right, I'll figure it out. I'm not that old. I can hang with you kids in social media. So Twitter, hashtag F2B, hashtag F2BQ, doesn't matter. They're going to flag at the same time. Of course, in our YouTube chat is busy and crowded. So definitely put things in all caps there. So they are flagged properly. Okay. Okay. Let's get things started, and I don't know where I'm going to hit up first. But things are getting busy. Things are getting busy. Since January 2014, Renee has been with Fade to Black. It's almost 10 years. Wow, that's crazy. Right on, Renee. Yeah. Yeah, I'll admit, Renee, it's like one of two ways with me. It's either it seems very short or it seems like a hell of a long time. So there you go. All right, let's get things cracking. I wanted to say a couple of things. I got last week. Tomorrow night we've got Michael Oming and Taki Soma on the show, and last week two people that I just call really, really, really great friends, period. And they are the absolute best. They've been with Fade to Black for a very long time. And if you've noticed, you probably have on social media and things, my picture's not posted in social media. It's a cartoon. And that is drawn by Michael Oming. Also, the backdrop for our booths that we use at conferences, that was drawn by Michael Oming. And he's one of the best comic book artists in the world. And I just got my autographed copy right there of Project Blue Book. And I got it last week. So we're going to have Michael and Taki on the show tomorrow night. But man, they are the very best of the very best. So I've got my copy of Project Blue Book. We're going to do that show tomorrow night. And here's the trip. Michael's been and Taki have been on my mind lately, and it's weird how the universe works. So let me help you understand something. There's a really cool show out that everybody's watching. It's called The Last of Us. It's an incredible show, and I cannot wait for the next episode. Got back from San Diego yesterday, and right there, man, Last of Us. Well, I think it was last week. Was it last week? I'm watching The Last of Us, and I see we now know her name is Ellie. That was revealed last night. But she's sitting on her bed reading comic books, and she's flipping through. She picks up this comic book. She's flipping through it. I'm looking at it. That's Michael Oming. I know that artwork anywhere. I stop. I back up. I go to that thing and I freeze frame it, and I'm like, that's Michael Oming. And then I watched the rest of the episode. And I told myself that I would call Michael the next day just to ask, you know what's going to happen, right? And he's going to go, no, it kind of looked like my stuff, but no, it wasn't me. Okay. But I wasn't so sure. So the next day I jump on social media and I see the post about Michael Oming being in The Last of Us. And I found out today some of the backstory with all of that. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow with Michael Oming and Taki Soma. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great show. So that's tomorrow, Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I've got Stacey Lane Wilson on with us. She's an author. She's a writer, raised in Hollywood, and her latest movie is about the Ventures. And so she's a director too, and that documentary is amazing. If you want to look that up, just look up Stacey Lane Wilson, The Ventures, and it'll pop up, and you can go and watch that. I would suggest watching it before tomorrow's show. It's an incredible film, just won a bunch of awards, the Shrine Auditorium, and but we're going to be discussing, because she writes horror fiction. And she is also interested in musicians and music, and possibly the paranormal, or maybe even ghost or true crime. And I'm going to go UFOs with her too as well. So we're going to be doing all of that with the great Stacey Lane Wilson on Wednesday night. Very excited. And then Thursday, Elizabeth Hoekstra is back with us, and she's here with her co-author, Olivia Smith, and her book just got released, and The Mother Earth Effect. I think we had Elizabeth on the show a couple of months ago when the pre-release was announced, but the book is now out, and this time around we have her co-author on with us, Olivia Ramirez Smith, and that is Thursday night. Very excited about that. I am grounding. Everybody knows that. Grounding has changed my life and my dreams. So there you go. That's Thursday. We got a great week coming up here on Fade to Black. And so what else was I going to mention? It seemed like I had something else. I don't have anything sitting out. I thought I had. I left it in the other room. At the Eagles show on Friday night, for all those VIPs, they gifted us a Hotel California shaving kit. And it's so cool. And in the shaving kit, a Hotel California eye mask, sleep mask. Very cool, I might add. A Hotel California motel keychain, those old plastic, the diamond shape, that, and a pair of Hotel California socks, all in that shaving kit. A couple of other things too as well, but I'll bring it in after the break. All right. That's when you need that River Moon coffee. All right. I've got 2 events coming up in a few weeks. We have, in exactly a few weeks, the Parapod Festival right here in Santa Clarita, California. The links for that are below, tickets and information, and the links for that are below. And then right after that, that's April 1st, we're doing 2 things that weekend. Friday the 31st, we're doing a ghost hunt and sky watch at the Mentryville Ghost Town, which is right here. It's right up the street. We're going to do that. And then Saturday is the festival itself. Links for everything are below. So I'll see everybody there for that. And then a couple of weeks later, I am heading, is it the next weekend? Heading on a cruise down to the Mexican Riviera. If you want to make plans and go on a cruise with me, the links are below. Okay. All right. Tonight's our AMA. We do this once a month. Let's get this cracking. All right. So Michael Mansfield has posted 15 versions of the same question here. So I'm going to do this first. He says something to the effect, but I'm going to get to the final question. He says that for many years, hundreds of thousands worldwide had close encounters, and the majority have come away convinced that climate change via telepathy induced thought lectures. I think I get that. And then his final question is, which is why climate change is so prevalent today. So I'm going to address this, Michael, actually, so you don't have to post the question anymore, by the way. Is this, not only has that happened very consistently with contactees. A message has come through, and that message seems to have been repeated. But that's not the only one that's been repeated. So often we hear about nuclear weapons and the ability to eliminate the planet and damage the planet with nuclear weapons. That is something that has been there. Certainly pollution and taking care of this planet, and also learning to respect others and everybody on this planet. Have a respect and to come together, and so many more. But it absolutely repeats. And so you have to step back and ask yourself, why is this happening? And the first way to look at it is the contact is real. The messages are real. Contactees are going on spacecraft. They're looking at video, looking at film. They're being spoken to. They're being spoken to on the ground in their homes and in bedrooms so first, contact is real, the messages are real. Or second, if they're not real, then you have millions of people making it up, right? And making it up then you got two subcategories. They're making it up because they just want to have a little bit of fame or something, be part of a group. Or B, there is some kind of mass psychosis out there. And then C, the category, subcategory, or a combination of both. So I feel that the greatest possibility rests on the messages are real. Yeah, the messages are real. I would definitely say that and this is the other part, we're not ready for real contact. We're simply not ready. I know that a lot of people say we could handle the truth about ET and alien visitation. Yeah, I think we can handle that. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm saying is we couldn't handle full-on contact. And the reason why we couldn't handle full-on contact is our ability to understand isn't at that level of whoever would be able to travel here and visit us. They're going to be at a level of intelligence and understanding that we won't be able to connect with. We simply wouldn't get it. We're not there yet. And so this type of contact, right, where these messages and the stuff that we should consider about us and our future in this planet, that's something else. That's something we can understand. And that's okay. And that type of contact we can handle. But we couldn't handle anything else. We couldn't handle an intelligence or information that comes from a mind that may be 1 billion years more advanced than us. No. And the reason for that is a simple one. It's very, very simple. Where we are today, the internet, technology, cars, space travel, whatever it is, just microwave ovens, where we are at today with technology, and we would, if we were able to tell anybody about, you could roll back the time and go back and visit 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago, and talk about where we are today, they wouldn't get it. Their level of the ability to understand is not there. They simply would not get it. So how do microwave oven? The radiation comes in and vibrates the molecules. And as they vibrate, certain molecules generate heat. And then the heat is generated. But you can't do it with metal, because if you do it, They don't even know what atoms are. Right. And so it's the same situation. And no matter how you would try to explain it to somebody 500 years ago, they wouldn't get it. And so how can we expect to understand today somebody from 1,000 years in the future, 1,000,000,000 years, not in the future, I'm sorry, more advanced, 1,000,000,000 years more advanced? We wouldn't even understand ourselves in 100 years. 100 years ago, explaining to everybody about landing on the moon and the internet 100 years ago, they wouldn't get it. They wouldn't understand. Even with telegraphs, and they had phonographs back then, and they still wouldn't understand. They wouldn't get it. They wouldn't get it. All right. So there you go. I believe that it's happening. So thank you for that, Michael. Let's move on to the next question, which is Maryland Chambers. Okay, here we go. That's a dude posting as a porn star. Oh, kind of weird, I would assume. Question. Okay, Jimmy, what's the best skin flick you've ever seen? And don't say you've never seen one, dude. See? That's a dude. Okay, it's already a dude. Starting off with a bang. Best skin flick I've ever seen. Caligula. Starring Helen Mirren. There you go. All right. See, I'll answer anything, just about. All right. Let's see here. Jessica says, Jimmy, what are you looking forward to once in Las Vegas coming this November? Oh, okay. All right. I'll give you guys a sneak preview. I think we're doing this on Saturday night, working out the details right now, but we're taking four buses to Area 51. That's right. 4 buses. And we're going to have four of the speakers with us from the event. We are going to go, well, we're not going to Area 51. We're going to the Little Alien. And we've got everything set up with the Little Alien. And so we're going to pull up with 4 buses. And we're going to do a sky watch that night. They're going to keep the Little Alien open, the gift shop and food for us. So you can go in and get your Little Alien t-shirt and get a burger and fries and then go out with all of us. We're going to have a film crew there documenting everything. And we're going to do a sky watch for a couple of hours and then turn around and drive back to the hotel because we have Sunday happening. So it's going to be a great event over those 3 days. But the one thing I'm looking forward to is taking 4 buses out to the Little Alien and checking out the night sky and seeing what we can see, And so one thing is for sure, everybody at Area 51 and Nellis Air Force Base, they're going to know we're in town. They're going to know what we're doing. They're going to know. So they may just put everything on the ground that night. Or they may put on a show for us. I don't know. But so we're going to be doing that on Saturday night. That's a great question, Jessica. Thank you for that. And let's see. Okay, Michael, quit posting. I just answered you. What is next? Here we go. All right. Alien love child. Jimmy, to save the world, you must give up one guitar from the wall behind you. Which one and why? Well, the cheapest one. I don't know, man. What would the world want? What would feed the kitty? What would take care of that? I'd give it up. Just a guitar. Now, if you wanted to rephrase the question, like, which is your favorite guitar and would you give it up to save the world? Yeah, I would. The Flame. Yeah, I'd give up the Flame. Yeah. I mean, any guitar behind me. If I did one behind me, they're all potential world savers. Yeah, they are. But the Flame, which is over there. I'd even give up the flame. Yeah. Yeah. The other day when I was coming back from San Diego, which was yesterday, I ran through my Black Sabbath album list on iTunes and really got stuck into Technical Ecstasy and Sabotage. Two of my favorite Sabbath albums, probably Sabotage. I don't know. Those things are kind of like a tie. And I was picturing in my mind, playing the songs because I can play probably all of them. And I'm picturing me playing them on that guitar right there, which is you can't see it. Here, let me pull over here and grab it. Oh man, I don't want to drop it. Come on. This baby right here. Yeah, it's a Gibson SG Standard, which is what Tony Iommi plays, and his is all modified and stuff. He played other guitars in the beginning, but he settled on this guitar early on. It's very light, amazing action. But and I don't play this guitar as much as I should. And then so coming back from San Diego, I played all those Black Sabbath albums. It's like I gotta get home and whip this thing out and start playing some Sabbath. And I did last night. And man, this is just a great guitar right here. So I would give up the Tony Iommi special here to save the world. This is nice, man. This is a nice guitar. You know what they say? All the neck you'll ever need is a Gibson SG. All right, put this thing down. So I hope that answers your question. And that's a good-looking guitar, isn't it? All right, next up, see, I'm mainly staying in the YouTube chat. I'll jump over into other areas. Renee, Jimmy, please update us on your house ghost. Okay. Down in San Diego, I was with Lori Wagner in San Diego for the Eagles show. And Lori, she's just very smart, very special. You look up cool in the dictionary, there's Lori's picture. Okay. No joke. And we stayed up late. I think it was after the Eagles show. And we just stayed up and talked for a couple hours. We started talking about ghosts. And I told her what happened the night before. So this would have been Thursday night. What's today? Monday. So Thursday night, in my master bath, I think a lot of people have this, so you'll understand. The toilet, the commode, the john is in a separate room. Okay, it's in a separate room. So here's the master bath, and then over here in the corner is the john with its own door, and it's also got its own window, and I've got blinds there. And it's been snowing every night, which starts off as rain, turns to snow. It's like hail in between. And this is what's going on. It's going on Thursday night. And it's raining right now. I can hear it. And I heard there's some more snow coming, by the way. So anyways, Thursday night, I go into the bathroom. I'm not doing anything yet. All right. But I hear the rain. And I always leave that window open. So I hear the rain. And so I lean over and crack the blinds to see if it's turning to snow. Right? I'm looking through. And at that moment, I got to move my coffee. I don't want it to spill. From my left, outside of the bathroom door, I hear this. Loud. I mean... And I jumped back. I didn't open up the door. Didn't do it. I did say, WTF. I said, what the fuck? What do you want me to do? You're doing that behind the door. Why don't you do that on this side of the door so I could see what the hell that noise is coming from. And, so I do my thing and then I walk out. I'm like, what made that sound? There's nothing there to make that sound. And I don't know. Now, Lori and I talked about this. Okay. I told her about what happened. And she, just like everybody else, she's not the only one dispensing with this advice. Maybe you should bring somebody in, maybe do some cleansing and this, and there's this and prayer and this and get this thing released. And I said, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want it to elevate. I don't want it to elevate. I don't want it to get into something that I don't want, that I can't control, or that's going to start freaking me out. Because right now, I'm not getting hurt. There's nothing flying across the room. I haven't, I don't think I'm possessed. I'm not Linda Blair. My head's not turning around, and I'm not projectile vomiting. At least not anything that's caused by a possession. And so if it's not that, then just stay on good terms. That's all. Just stay on good. Accept it. I have watched now all of, the second season hasn't ended yet, of Ghosts, which is on Paramount Plus, and I love it. And so I'm also watching the BBC version of it, the original one. I'm on season 3, and I love that. And that's how I want to deal with Ghost, the way that they deal with it in the show. Let's just hang out and talk, but I'm not going to do anything. Nah. So yeah, Ghost is here, and that's it. I just don't provoke. I'm not going to stick something in the eye of the bear. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Okay, next up. Let's see. Were you ever on Paranormal Caught on Camera? Soon. That's from Area 51. I love that name, by the way. No, I was never on Paranormal Caught on Camera. I don't want to be that guy. I don't. I have right now. I mean, like, as I speak to you, I have cameras. I have motion sensors. I have the ability to film. I'm filming right now outside of the house. Those cameras are live 24 hours a day. The motion sensors inside of the house, which I'm just pointing at one. There's one right there, and I've got a few located throughout the house. Those only turn on when I, go shopping or leave the house. But those aren't on. I don't want to be. I could set up camera. I could turn the. I don't want to be the Paranormal Caught on Camera dude. I don't want to see it. You will never see those shoes fall in my closet. Ever. Not going to do it. All right, next up, this is Angie. Angie says, Jimmy, are you ever going to tell us your secret? Ooh, that would be telling. What's the secret? Put me in the ballpark. I've got lots of secrets. Put me in the ballpark. Maybe you'll get something out of me. And there you go. Let's see. This is from Shady. Oh, House Ghost update. I just did that. Okay. Let's see. Let's go over to Twitter. You can't see the question. I'm just going to read it. Do you think this is the Mediterranean chicken. Do you think artificial intelligence alone will change our lives more than computers, internet, and smartphone tech has? 100%, absolutely. Yeah. Well, artificial intelligence is already a part of all of those things. So it's already there. But artificial intelligence, it's not see, there's a part of artificial intelligence which they're trying to sneak on us right now and get us to just accept Chat GTP and just make it a part of our lives and to accept it. You jump on a website and that chat bot pops up down there. Hi, how can I help you today? It's not a human being in sending you that. It's not. And I would say 99% chance that, and you answer that's not even a human. I don't think a human gets involved and unless it gets to a point where there's something that can't be answered automatically. But that's AI. It's a cheesy version of AI, but it's intrusive and it's there. It's a part of our lives. Now, Google, Microsoft, Bing, AI is definitely, they've already told us this, it's part of their search engines. You can sign on now and converse and have stuff done if you want something done. Write me an article on gas prices, whatever. Give me an article on mortgage rates and how they change. Something like that would normally take a lot of work to go and do. Boom, it'll crank it out and get it right back there to you. You're going to have to go in and correct it, but it can be done. And so those are the versions of AI that are right in front of us. And it's going to continue to get stronger and stronger and stronger and more a part of our lives. But that's not what freaks me out. You want me to tell you what freaks me out about artificial intelligence is when it becomes a part of what you see and hear, and you don't know the difference. Okay? Where suddenly a Hollywood celebrity or a politician or a religious leader, somebody with a ton of influence, is seen saying and doing something. And it's 100% fake and generated by AI. That's the part where suddenly, and that's 1984, man. It's exactly what that book is about. Big Brother just changing history and changing what you see and changing and altering the truth, to create a reality to conform your mind into something that they want. That's the great and we when it gets, we will not know the difference. We will not know. And that's the part that really freaks me out. When you see Tom Cruise, some fake Tom Cruise, and you see that, well, we laugh and it's funny and things, or you remember the Jennifer Lawrence, Steve Buscemi thing. And that was funny. It was disturbing that can be done like that, right? But it was pretty funny, all right? But just take that to the level where you don't know. See, right now it's funny, ha. And we can still kind of tell. And there's no way somebody would say that. But there will be a point when we won't know. Not know the difference. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we will not know. It will be real out of the gate. Yeah. That's the part of AI that really freaks me out. All right. This is from Spencer. The future is here. Artificial intelligence is changing our lives in ways we never thought possible. Will it be more significant than the impact? What? So Spencer and the Mediterranean chicken are the same people. Man. See, that's what I'm talking about. AI bots are now part of hashtag F2BQ. All right. Nancy G wants to know, is it true that there was once a gold cap on top of the Great Pyramid? Possibly. Pyramidium is what it's called. And there are many of them in the Cairo Museum, which everything is slowly being moved over to the Grand Museum. It's not quite open yet. The Pyramidium is the capstone on the top of pyramids. And the ones that are in the Cairo Museum are marble, red granite, intricately inlaid and carved, and they're beautiful. And there's quite a few of them. So that's the capstone at the very top of the pyramid, right? And now, is it possible that there's been a lot of rumors about this? We don't have any proof, but the capstone, the pyramidium on the top of the Great Pyramid, was made of gold. Yeah, I would say that's a lot of gold, though. It's a lot of gold. Could it have been gold plated? That's layered in gold. Be a little bit more believable. I had read this is about 10 years ago, and I don't know if I ever did this as a fade or fact. Let me look this up. How much gold in the world? Okay. And so how much gold in the world? Okay. So it says here that 244,000 metric tons of gold have been discovered to date. Okay. 187,000 metric tons historically produced, plus current underground reserves of 57,000. Okay. So 187,000 metric tons of gold have been mined so far in the history of man. That's not much. Now, how much? So I had read, and here we go. Okay, now I'm able to look at how much of this it is. Would be about 143 meters tall, and then about 100 meters. Okay, 50. So about the size of the half of the Washington Monument. So picture that. That's all of the gold ever, including King Tut's solid gold sarcophagus would be in that number. So if we look at it like that, and then you take the size of the cap of the pyramidium that would be on the top of the Great Pyramid, that's a big chunk of all of the gold that's ever been mined, and like a big chunk of it. But if you go back in history to 5,000 years ago or whenever how much was mined in the world up to that point? That's like all of the gold that's had ever been mined would have been used to cap off the Great Pyramid. So I don't think it would be solid, but could it have been plated or lined or layered in gold? Maybe. There you go. That's a great question, though. Solid gold, I'm not feeling that. All right. Let's see. Let me look at the clock. Let me go over here. Let's see. This is from Matt Mayfield. Matt, I don't read these in advance, by the way. It takes the fun out of it. Jimmy, what guitar do you plan on buying next? I really like the new Kirk Hammett ESP Limited 5. Yeah, it's a nice guitar too as well. I don't know. I don't know what I've got my eyes on next. I'm feeling, though, if anything, I'm kind of feeling, here's the vibe. This is where I'm at. I would like to get another Flying V Gibson, and I would like to get a Carino one. The who, what, the when, the why. Now, I would like to get a Carino, but I would also like to get a white Flying V, and, Judas Priest style. And I would consider that. I would consider that a 70s white Flying V with the 3 black knobs. So there's something to be said for that. And I'm also feeling another Ibanez, but Steve Vai, maybe a 77. And there is a maple neck version that I have, and I would like to get another one. So there's that. Maybe a 550 Genesis RG in yellow, desert yellow, I think they call it. So yeah, but I kind of have everything that I want, that I've always wanted, and it's just a matter of finding time to play everything, and it's a maintenance issue, strings and tuning and adjustments and making things. You don't want to. Everything's got to get love. You've got to give it love. You can't neglect or ignore these beautiful instruments, because they're instruments. They're made of wood and they have feelings, and you have to pay attention to them. It's a harem. And if you have a harem, you got to pay attention to all those beautiful creatures. You do. So I'm kind of in a little bit of a slowdown mode. But yeah, if I'm going to be looking at anything, it'll be another RG gem, another Vi gem. I've got my eyes on a couple. I might pull the trigger on RG 550 in Desert Sun Yellow, or a Gibson Flying V. Either white 70s, or a Carina reissue. All right, so there you go. Thank you for that, Matt. Thank you for that. 2 questions from Rick Norman. Rick says, 2 questions, if I may, please. Who wins in a fight between John Wick and Jason Bourne? John Wick kicks Jason Bourne's ass. No, but you can't. John Wick. It's John Wick, man. There's nobody leaves more bodies behind him than John Wick. Ah, man, John Wick 4 is coming out. I cannot wait. Okay, so that answers that. I love John Wick. I love Jason Bourne. No question about it. None. No question about it. But John Wick, oh man, no. All over his dog and his Mustang. All right, here we go. Let's see. Jimmy, will we see full disclosure in the next 10 years? I think we're going to see full disclosure in the next possibly 12 months. I'll go 24 months. Yep, that's where I'm at. 10 years. I'll be 70 years old if I make it that far. I'm 60. I'm going to be 60 this year. 10 years, I'll be 70. Man, I need this resolved before I depart this big, beautiful blue planet of ours and move on to the next life. I need this. Look, I didn't make it to Mars. I didn't make it to the moon. I was promised that when I was a kid. That didn't happen. I didn't get my flying cars. That didn't happen either. I didn't get my hoverboard. None of that happened. I did get my Dick Tracy TV watch. That's pretty cool. But we got to have disclosure. That's the one thing. That's the ultimate question, and we are right here. The answers for us are here, right? The answers are, the government knows. They know. That's the disclosure you're talking about. I keep going back to the beer can. There's my disclosure. It happened right there. Saw it with my own eyes. Steve Murillo and everybody else, we all watched that thing, and it was crazy town. But I can't answer that question. I don't know what it was or who it was or where it came from or where it went to. I can't answer any of those. But that was disclosure. So there you go. Let's see. Jimmy, what happened to David Wilcock and Corey? Okay, well, all right. David, you're not spelling this right, but Corey Good, I think. Are they banned from the community? That's up to the community. That's not up to me, but they will never be on Fade to Black again, that's for sure. When you go and you lie to me, you lie to the community, you make a bunch of stuff up and you play everybody like they played me and played. I mean, everybody got played. That's painful. So that's it. Everybody knows I pulled all their material off of our archives, and stuff's not available. I want to have nothing to do. I got played just like you and everybody else. So are they banned from the community? That's up to the community. That's not up to me. I'm not the community. Right. Okay. All right. Good question, though. Good question. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. This is Renee since January 2014. That's how far behind I am. Okay. I see. I don't read these in advance. I just click. All right. This is Genocide. What's up, Genocide? Where do you think Atlantis is? I'm thinking Antarctica or maybe an older civilization. Two good points, and I like this question, Genocide. If we go, it depends on how you want to read it. But if we go with Plato, and I've read, he doesn't say much about it, by the way, but it seems like Plato was saying outside of the Mediterranean, Straits of Gibraltar. He was implied. I mean, to me, that's what, when I read it, I get that vibe. So could it be, it's called Atlantis for a reason. Could it be just in the Atlantic Ocean? Yes. And I would say that there's a lot of evidence that supports that. Not right now, not a physical thing, but there were so many changes that were happening with the continents and drift and displacement of the Earth's crust, different pressures and things. Randall Carlson and I were talking about this last week, that it is possible that, as the glaciers melted here and that pressure was taken off, that there was movement that was happening in the Atlantic Ocean, and something could have disappeared. So there's that part of it. The other side of it is your point here, which is Antarctica. Isn't that interesting? And I don't have any proof of anything, but I've always thought that if something was going to be hard to find, not hidden, just hard to find, not hidden purposefully, I should say, something hidden, that it would be Antarctica. It's under ice, and it hasn't been discovered yet. And so while the climate changes were happening and the end of that, the ability to live there was disappearing quickly, that they left and went to different civilizations and cultures around the world. Very possible. So would we be told of a civilization, an ancient, the ice thaws and there's a friggin' city, right? Roads, right? Whoa. Would we be told about that? Well, you couldn't keep that secret for too long. So if there is the possibility of something being hidden from us, again, not deliberately, we're just talking about miles of ice, and then later discovered. Yeah. What a great place to have that happen. And that would be Antarctica. So, yeah. So I have no issues with the Atlantic Ocean. So, all right. Let's see here. Jimmy, any chance of doing a show about the Watchers? I've done a few. L.A. Marzulli would be the Watchers show. So, yeah. Okay. All right. I could see that happening. And that is from Marjorie Hickey. I like that. All right. I'll reach out to LA. And LA and I are doing a project. We're going over to the United Kingdom. We're going to be doing Awakening, the Forbidden Knowledge World Tour. And that's going down over in Manchester, United Kingdom. And I think we're doing that in August. LA is going to be there. And so let's have LA on the show. And there you go. Jimmy, you're a little hot on the lights. Am I? No. I don't change anything. There's no settings. These lights are automatic. They're all wired in together. They sense my dynamic skin tone and then adjust the camera. It's so funny. I watch them change every day. So when you turn them on, they blink and then they go dark, right? And then they light up, and then I'll watch this go up, and it just adjusts itself, and that's it. They run together. So there you go. Let's see. Do you foresee a Soul Tech 2.0 occurring? I do not. That's from Carl Bittner. No, I do not. Rita might do one. That's up to her. But no Soul Tech. Did you ever meet one? Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, now I'm sorry, everybody. I'm doing this out of order now. Which race of aliens will be the first with us first? Which race of aliens will interact first? I got it. Sorry about that, Nancy. Nancy says, which race of aliens will interact first with us first? I get it. It's a great question. I don't know. Let me tell you why I don't know. There has to be just in our galactic neighborhood. Here's the Milky Way, our little part of the Milky Way down here, right? Let's say 10,000 light years around, that area. There has to be tens of thousands at a minimum advanced civilizations that can get to this planet. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, tens of thousands. I would venture to guess, Nancy, that out of those tens of thousands, how many have interacted with more than one person on this planet, or two, or three, or four? Okay? So we have millions of people that have had contact experiences and have seen things. How many have been the same race, the same species? Think about that. What if they were all different? And it's possible. What if we found out that every single visit was just one drive-by? In other words, Nancy, contact happens. Ship comes in. Somebody comes down, marches down, got his bubble helmet. Greetings, people of Earth. We've been watching you for a while, and we come down and we shake hands. Man, it's great to have you here. It's good to be here. Yeah. All right. How many times have you visited us over the last million years? None. This is our first time. What? Yeah, it's the first time. We've been watching you for a while. We've been monitoring, been watching your TV. Love Gilligan's Island, but no, this is the first time we felt that it was pretty good time to swing by here and just say hello and introduce ourselves. You mean it's the first time? But we've been seeing, yeah, I know, man. I know you've been seeing stuff, but there are millions of us, of planets that are just cruising around the universe and the Milky Way. We just drive by stuff all the time. You do it, don't you? Do you drive through a town and not stop? You do it on your own highways, don't you? Don't you just drive by something and not stop? How many times have you flown past Jupiter? How many times have you flown past Mars? How many times have you flown past Venus? How many times? Well, we do it a lot. Of course you do. We do it all the time too. This is the first time we just thought we'd just stop by and say hello. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, Nancy. So I don't have an answer, but it's going to happen soon. All right. Let's see. Jimmy, did you ever meet one of the Sky New York Drive band members? Ever see them live? I don't know. What does that say? Is it Skinner? I don't know how to say that name. So apparently I did not. Is that actually a name? Hold on for a second. What is that? SKYNYDR. Oh, Leonard Skinnerd. Oh, Leonard Skinnerd. Did you ever meet the Skinnerd? See, the R at the end of that is what threw me off. I did not, and I obviously, Gary Rossington passed away today, guitar player for Leonard Skinnerd, one of the great guitar players in history, left this earth today. Favorite song by Leonard Skinnerd? I like That Smell. That Smell is good. Simple Man. Man, I just like That Smell. I like That Smell. That smells good. I like all Skinner. I like all 38 Special, by the way, and Rossington Collins Band. I like all that, all of it. Man, 38 Special comes on, on a satellite when I'm driving. I will crank it every single time, and then hit repeat, and play it over again. So there you go. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Let's see. Jimmy, have you ever heard of Dorothy Izzett's story? Not sure if I have the spelling correct. Dorothy Izzett's? Okay, I don't know about this either. I'd like to Dorothy Izzett's? Is that what that is? Or is it Izzo? Is it Dorothy Izzo? Okay, no, I'm not getting a Dorothy Izzett's here. Let me try this one more time. Oh. Izzat. It's A-T. There it is. Okay, got it. I do remember this. And it's 1Z, by the way. 1Z, 2 T's with an A. And no. Contact with Beings of Light, the amazing true story of Dorothy Wilkinson Izzat. I haven't read the book. I've heard a lot about this story. There is a documentary out capturing the light, the true story. All right, so I will check that out. And she was from Hong Kong. So there you go. All right, I'll give that a deeper answer later. I do know the name, and I know some of the story. I probably know all of it once I do a deep review. Okay, so I'll get back. I'll circle back. Hi, Jimmy. Now that you've been to Egypt, is there another place or site on your bucket list to visit in Egypt? Well, I mean, coming up this year, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. I'm going to go see Avebury in the United Kingdom. I'm going to do that with Billy Carson. That's a huge bucket list thing to me. I'm going to Machu Picchu this year. Huge bucket. I have not been to Machu Picchu. So I'm going to Machu Picchu later on, and I am going back to Egypt. Now, so to answer this a little bit differently, one of the places that I do want to see in Egypt is the Osirian. I want to go there. All right, that's up there. And so we're going to be doing a few other sites that we didn't visit before. But so Machu Picchu, going to go do that. I'm going to do Avebury this year. two things that have always been. It's weird. So Stonehenge doesn't. I mean, it's on the list, if it's convenient and things. But no, Avebury is what I want to see. So that is happening this year, and I can't wait to do that. So yeah, so two things on the bucket list. Great question. Two things on the bucket list are being checked off this year. All right, let's see, Jimmy. Any thoughts on the Tataria? Okay, conspiracy. What about the mud floods? Okay, so before Tataria, this is, I'm just going to say conspiracy theory. Let's go with that. It's the best way to frame this. That before China, let's say modern day Mongolia, that area. So you have Russia, Mongolia, China, you have that area. So before that there was another highly advanced civilization there, much like Atlantis, if you're going to say something like this, but this would be land bound, right? Called Tataria. Which is different than Atlantis. Atlantis, we don't know where it was. We don't. Haven't found it yet. So we don't have any real evidence of Atlantis outside of what Plato and others, historians, have written. Tataria is different. It's right there. Right? It's right there. You can walk where allegedly this advanced civilization was. But no evidence of anything. So I don't rate it the same. It's not similar to me like Lemuria or Atlantis and the possibility of cities that have islands and things that have disappeared or continents. Because it's there. You can walk, you can check it out, and there has been zero evidence of anything found. So it's a great story, right? Attila the Hun, man, was he Tartarian? I don't know. I doubt it. So that's where I'm at. Look, to be a conspiracy theorist like myself doesn't mean that you have to believe in every single one that comes along. I think it's fascinating to read and to contemplate. And yes, anything is possible. But what's different here is that land is there. We can walk on it. We can check it out. And there's no evidence of anything. I'll be right back. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Please visit all of our sponsors. We're taking a quick break here. All of the links are below. We'll be right back. Check out Billy Carson's Forbidden Knowledge. ForbiddenKnowledge.com or ForbiddenKnowledge.tv, where you can get access to over 6,000 videos, movies, TV series, exclusive documentaries like the Black Knight Satellite. You can do it all for just $7.77 per month or $77 per year after the 3-day trial, which is also totally free to check out. It's all simple to do. Billy Carson is the best. It's simple. ForbiddenKnowledge.com or ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's the number 4BK. On Saturday, April 1st, that's right, April Fool's Day, 2023, I will be hosting the Parapod Festival at the Hyatt Regency right here in Valencia, California. It's a live one-day podcast awards. It's a film festival. It's a full-on media event. We're going to have sky watching. There's going to be a Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Linda Moulton Howe. Right now, you can submit your podcast, your film, your TV series, any of your paranormal media for consideration. You can do all of that on the links below. For info and tickets, go to parapodfilmfest.com. That's parapodfilmfest.com. April 7th through the 14th, 2023, I'll be hosting and presenting on the Hidden Secrets Seminar at Sea Cruise. from Los Angeles to the Mexican Riviera on the Navigator of the Seas. That's right, up top, a giant water slide. You've got to check out the Navigator of the Seas. It's amazing. We've got Scott Walter, Adam Apollo, Nick Pope, Brad Olson, Vivian Chauvet, Jason Shirka, Robert Grant, Ruben Langdon, and another 12 amazing speakers and presenters. It's all simple to do. Just visit divinetravels.com/Hidden Secrets 2023. You know you want to go on a cruise with me. River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Truly the best coffee on planet Earth. Just visit rivermoonwellness.com or their Amazon store. It's all simple to do. You can check out the Fade to Black blend, the Game Changer blend, or any of their Black Moon Wellness products. It's the only coffee I drink. It is the best, and it's Doc. Again, rivermoonwellness.com. All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight's hour, we do this AMA about once a month, every 6 weeks or so. Tonight, it's Ask Me Anything. You can post, put it in all caps right there in the chat. Hashtag F2B over on Twitter and also over on Facebook. And let's see here. Let me jump over to Facebook really quick since I have been ignoring that tonight. Not on purpose. It's just that there's a lot of questions to get answered. I'm going to try to get them in, and I can see overtime happening tonight to get all of the questions to you as quick as possible. So let's keep this going, and let's see. Over in let's see here. Oh man, there's a lot of okay. Oh, I remember now why I'm not doing Facebook. Okay. All right. I can't list. I can only see the top 2 or 3. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what is up next. This is Polyhedral Paradise. Ever consider doing a comprehensive show on teeter? Nice. Like the definitive truth, where you spill all of the beans because we know you know that we know you know the whole truth. Yeah, we can go back and do a teeter show. We can go back and do a teeter show. Originally, 10 years ago, I had Larry Haber, Teeter's attorney, on the show quite a few times. And I had said, or Larry told me, there's a white spot on my shirt. What is that? I can't have that on my shirt. It's a hair. It's a hair that's embedded in the shirt, but it's glowing here on the screen. And Larry had told me then in 2000, I believe it was 2013, that in 2014, John was coming back and that his mom would okay a show and that we would do the announcement on Fade to Black. And 2014 came and went. 2015, I kept, I've had Haber on the show a few times. And I was waiting. I wanted to know, and I wanted to get that update. But that doesn't mean that we can't go back and revisit the John Teeter story and all of the evidence and just go through it. And maybe bring Larry Haber back on the show. Yeah, I can do that. He always picks up his phone. So I'll see what I can do. That's a great question. Thank you for that. The John Teeter story, for those that don't know what polyhedral is referring to, John Teeter is a time traveler that first appeared on message boards with Art Bell, Post to Post, or whatever he called his I can't remember what he called his form, and the Time Travel Institute, I think that's what that was called, their message boards back then around the year 2000. A fax had come into Art's radio studio from John Teeter. I think that was in late 1999. And then it started to surface. So that's what we're talking about here. And then Teeter, after answering everybody's questions and posting pictures and diagrams and things, he said, I got to go. I'll see you later. And was gone. And that was the end of the story. So John came and went. Was John real or not? And that left a lot of questions with everybody because it was a lot of fun. It was pretty remarkable when all of that went down. We have heard nothing since. So I can go back. I can do the deep dive. I do have a little information. I don't have a lot. Not like what was pouring in back in 2013 and 2014. It was moving at a pretty fast clip. But then the story went away a second time. So, but I'll go back. Yeah, I can do that. I'll see if I can bring on some John Teeter specialists that have been researching the issue, the story. It's from Jessica Rodriguez. Jessica says, do you think the government and Vatican will admit that they lied to us and show us the deep archives in the Vatican that holds the knowledge? The pine cone is the beacon for those that who know what that means. Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for that, Jessica. Very cool. Here's the thing with that. The only way, the Vatican will never just voluntarily open up its archives and give, not going to happen. It's not. There's 1,000 reasons why, but on the top of the list is money. All right. The Vatican holds, there's 3 billion Catholics in the world, right? So out of 8 billion people here. So there's that part of it. It's a money issue. They're not going to have the Catholic religion collapse. That's the first thing. But the second thing, they're not going to give that up. They don't know what they have. They know pieces of what they have. But there are just acres in the Vatican archives, in those subterranean vaults, acres of stuff. And it gets thrown in there. It's been thrown in there for almost 2,000 years and accumulated. And the ability to go back and review all of the stuff that is in there, it would take thousands of years. It's the truth. So they don't even know what they have. So it's really that. Not the big stuff. Well, not the big stuff. They know some of what they have, but most of it, no. I'm sure of that. I'm telling you, this is a fact. The Vatican does not know everything that they have. They probably know 5% of what they have. And so, no, it's not going to happen. The only way that we would have access to those vaults is if we did it by force. And I'm not suggesting anything, but that's the only way, right? An angry mob of 1 million people show up, and but that's it. That's no, it'll never happen voluntarily. No, not going to happen. It's simply not. Now, would the big reveal happen about ET or who really runs the world? If there is a God, all of that stuff would happen. Do they have the true cross there? Do they have evidence of Jesus? Right? Do they have that stuff? Is it? I don't know. Maybe. What if it's not there? I don't know. Evidence of anything else, right? Now, they got to keep the money machine rolling, and that's the truth. They own so much property and the amount of money. I mean, it's crazy. And we don't even know how much. We don't even know. We don't. So that stuff's not going to get let go. No. It's simply not going to happen. All right. Let's see what's up next here. Jimmy, what is your ancestral background? Are you Rh negative? What's going on in there? All right. I don't know much. All right. So what I was told from when I was very young, as everybody knows by now, I was adopted. And so my real mom, who passed away 5 years ago, the stuff that she told me when I was very young 8 years old, 9 years old. And a little bit from my grandparents, they're both dead too as well, from my blood family. The things that I have been told, they've kind of stuck with me, and that is we're British. That's what I was told. British. Yeah. Now I hear from people, hey, man, are you Italian? You got something else going on in there. Are you? Maybe I got some in there. Maybe there's a lot. I don't know. All I was told was we're British, and I was told a couple of names, and then our name was changed to Church. 400 years ago, there was an original family name over in Great Britain, and this is family talk. Plus, I was very young. How much of it is accurate? And I remember it. So now. I don't know about RH negative. I would say probably not. I don't know my blood type. So if I was ever in a car accident, what's your blood type? I don't know, man. You guys are gonna have to figure that out. I don't know. I don't know what my blood type is. But here's the thing. What's that website called? 23andMe? Am I right in saying that? I don't want to get, one of those ancestry DNA companies, you do a swab, send them $100 and then they send you back everything. Am I interested? Kind of, but not really. Kind of. I think I would have been more interested in that if I was in my 20s. And I had that technology available to me. At my age right now, what could I do about it? I'm 60, right? I'm 60. It's all been figured out in my own mind. I'm okay with, so would I want to find lost relatives and stuff and find out that I've got a first cousin, living a mile from me? Would I want to know that? Nah. I mean, kind of in a way, but nah, not really. So there you go. I have no idea. I've been told British. And so I'm just going to stay with that. I don't know. I mean, would you see that? Would you do an ancestry thing? Have you done it? Any of you? Have you done it? I haven't, and I don't know. I don't know what or who or why your DNA information is handled and who has access to it. Okay, that's the first thing. And I'm talking about government agencies or anybody else that, medical and things. And is it possible, once you give up your DNA to somebody, could they use it to clone in the future? Could they use CRISPR technology? Could they do stuff with, once your DNA is, dude, and you're signing, I can only imagine the terms of, and you're signing off and you click and you hit go, they own it. They own it. Who has control? And after I die and I depart this meat sack, who's got control of my DNA then? They don't throw it away. That's the part that seems a little bit funky to me. Finding out your ancestral history and long lost relatives that you never knew you had, and that's okay. There's some appeal to that. What doesn't appeal to me is letting go of your DNA to science that can do whatever they want with it. That feels way funky to me. Way funky. I don't dig it. I just don't dig it. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. So that's what has been doing it all these years. So the feed goes off of that, and that's the balance that has been off. I didn't know. I just saw it on the board, and I twisted it. Okay. All right. Now, back to the questions. All right. And now remember, put it in all caps. Put it in all caps. Being heard 24/7. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, Ken Priest, thank you today. Part of my news today was courtesy of Ken Priest. That's right. Producer at large from the East Coast. Thank you for that, Ken. Ken says he's updating his CV right now. How do we order the autograph book of Jason's? Well, ask Jason. I think you can go to his website. Go to his website. Type in Jason Quitt's website in Google, and it's Quitt with 2 T's. It should pop up. The Crystal Sun. I think that's what it is. All right. I would argue the point that we as a civilization still do not know what atoms are. That's awesome. That's awesome. I remember I had said on the show, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago, that I had said, I didn't know. I was just speculating. I was just rambling, that I didn't think that we had photographed an atom. An electron microscope is one thing. You can zoom up. You can get pretty good. Are you looking at the atomic level? Have we looked inside of an atom? Have we seen electrons? Have we seen stuff? Have we seen particles orbiting the nucleus of an atom? Have we actually seen it? Have we photographed? And I said, I don't think so. And then boom, my inbox with all these photographs of atoms. And let me tell you something. The photographs of atoms that I was sent. All right, everybody. This is where I'm going to piss everybody off. Look like this. That's what it looked like. An out of focus blob. So, yeah, Michael, I could almost agree with you there that we, oh my God, I'm wearing my little alien t-shirt right now. That's awesome. All right. Okay. So from Frank, were dinosaurs real? Yep. There is no question that dinosaurs were real. Is that a religious question? That's from Frank Nunez. It's a great name if it's a real one. I remember, this whole 6,000-year-old thing, and it's a test. It's God testing our faith, right? It's God testing our faith. He put dinosaur bones on this planet to test our faith. Right. So I'm sitting with a friend. I'm in New York City. This is 1995. And I'm not going to call him out or anything, but one of the smartest people, which is a great musician too as well. Love this guy. We're sitting in a pizza parlor, 2:00 in the morning. We sat there for a few hours. Upstairs eating pizza and talking, and ET came up, UFOs came up, and dinosaurs came up. His name is Lane, and he's just religious, and he's got his belief system. Great. I'm not here to change your thoughts or convince you of something else. No, but I do want to hear what you have to say about this. And let me tell you something. In Lane's world, dinosaurs are not real. Planet is 6,000 years old, and that is it. And that's what he believes. And I was fascinated with that. And we sat and we talked about it forever. And I wasn't arguing with him. He wasn't arguing with me, by the way. But now, putting that aside, maybe that's where Frank is coming from with this question. But putting that aside, the ability, dinosaur, okay, let's look at this two ways. Dinosaur bones and that kind of archaeology and what was happening didn't start to surface until the 1800s, 19th century. And suddenly we're finding things, not only here in the United States, Montana, all over Utah, whatever, Tyrannosaurus, whatever. But we're finding them in Europe. And then, of course, large amounts in China too, as well. And, but that is new science. All right. In the big scope of things, that's 200 years old or less. So we have that, but let's go to page 2. Page 2 is when you go and you look at different carvings in a megalithic situation, certainly from Central and South America and North America, but also in Europe and some stuff in Asia too as well, which to me, when I look at it, clearly shows a dinosaur, right? It's like, what? Right? Oh man, it absolutely blows my mind. So we have two versions of this. Now we have bones that we can date to 65 million years ago and older. All right. It's everywhere. We can go deep into deep history on this. So that's everywhere. But what were they seeing? When you see a Brontosaurus, depicted in this artwork, or even dragons too, by the way, what were they seeing? Were they seeing something alive or was it something else? It's still something I cannot figure it out. Bye, Flame. You're a good man, Jimmy. Who's your favorite guitarist of all time? Eddie Van Halen. No question about it. But you know what? It's kind of when you get to that level of excellence, because I have guitars from all of my favorite guitar players, right? I got Stevie Ray Vaughan over there. I got Jimmy Page right here behind me. I've got Michael Schenker right there. I've got Eddie Van Halen right there. I got Tony Iommi. I've got George Lynch's. I've got 3 George Lynch guitars in here. And Dimebag Darrell, which is over there. So when you get to that level of excellence, Billy Gibbons, Jimi Hendrix, Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai. It's all kind of a tie because they're all great. And Randy Rhoads, they're all great for their own reasons and their own identifiable style of how they played. If I'm going to be forced into making this, I'm going Eddie Van Halen. But man, Tony Iommi's right there. Jimmy Page, man, he's right there. Stevie Ray Vaughan's right there. Steve Vai, right there, man. Billy Gibbons, right? What do you do with that? Dimebag changed the world, man. So what do you do? It's kind of a tie. Michael Schenker. I will never get enough Michael Schenker in my life. It's an impossible thing to do. My cup is not. It will never be filled with enough Michael Schenker. Love that guy. So, yeah. I don't know. Akira Takasaki. Roundness. Right? Okay. Who else? Jeff Beck, man. How could you know what I mean? That's tough. That's a tough call. I'm going to go Russ. Great question. I'm going with Eddie Van Halen just to answer it. Ken Priest goes, EVH. Let's see. Okay, I don't know what this is. Once you are at the little alien. The blank tank wrote us suggests, we're going to have night vision, and he's talking about in November when we go out to the little alien. So, you guys got to come hang out with us. The monkey guitar. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. I do. War Pigs. Did Jimmy just say he was whipping it out? Okay, man. let's see. Let's see here. Have you considered attempted to get Patrick Jackson, the Spheres guy, on the show? No, I have not. I know who he is. It's possible. It's possible. I will make a note of that. Snowblind is great too. You're right about that. That's a great song. That's a great song. Fader Guys took up in Jimmy Diggs. Let's see. Again, you guys aren't putting it in all caps, and it throws me off. Then I have to read everything. I need everything in all caps. Okay. When will you start the new? We have already started the new season of Into the Vortex. What do you think of that? Yeah. What do you think of that, Jessica? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We're in pre-production. Okay. Let's see. Jimmy, have you tried the Shaw, the Loon Witch recommended ground mustard with ground pepper for protection at home? It works. Thank you, Fractal. I'm going to call Shaw. I should call her right now. I'm going to call Shaw and I'll get the recipe. But here's I love Ken Priest. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything to upset what is going on here. Okay? I'm okay with the way things are. I'm okay. All right? Nobody's gotten hurt. Not yet. All right? If it goes negative, if it goes crazy, and cabinets are opening up and dishes are flying out, they, okay, all right, all right. But it's not that. Right now, everything is fine. So what if I did the wrong thing? What if I put the wrong thing out and somebody gets angry? You don't want to be pepper sprayed. And you don't want to be pepper. That might piss somebody off. So, but I will check with Shaw and see if I can get the recipe just in case. All right. Kemprey says, "Jump back." What's that sound? Here she comes, full blast and top down. I love that. All right. Wrong type of spirits. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Ball lightning from Olivia. Love that, Olivia. Olivia's the best. Okay, let's see here. BBC Ghost. Okay, let's get to no, I'm not going to do a shoe rack cam, Zenzabil. I really, honestly, I don't want to see it. Jimmy, do you have an EVH Wolfgang? I do. Let's see, Jimmy. You haven't. Okay, let me keep going here. I need all caps. See, I'm probably scrolling past really good questions, but if they're not in all caps, I can't stop. There's too much stuff going on here. Jimmy, have you ever had an out-of-body experience? Not officially. Yeah, not officially. Not officially. Kind of as an adult, but they've all been accidental and haven't been sustained. And also, I didn't have the assistance of somebody with me telling me what's going on or anything like that. It was nothing that was actively pursued. That being said, the dreams that I had of flying only happened when I was a kid and stopped after I was 5 years old. I never had a flying dream after that. Used to have them all the time. Very vivid dreams of me flying. And specifically, I'll make this really quick. I would fly over the playground in our backyard. at Fort Sheridan, and there was a sandbox there. Playground, normal playgrounds, but specifically a sandbox. And I would fly over the sandbox, flapping my wings or however I was flying, and talking to my brothers and sisters and our neighbors and things, my friends that I knew, and would talk to them, have a conversation from the ground and the sky, and very vivid. I mean, I could launch, by the way. I could run outside and fly. I don't have I haven't had that dream since I was 5. So, and is that an out-of-body experience? I would say it was pretty dang real to me. I thought I could fly, but I haven't had anything like that in real life, in dreams, or anything else since then. I haven't pursued it, but I've had out-of-body twice. And those were accidental. I've sort of talked about them on the show. All right, let's see. Jimmy, did you ever see evidence of scorched rocks or statuary in Egypt? Have you ever talked to Robert Schock about it? Okay. Yes. Yeah, I saw it in a few places. When you walk up on the bent pyramid, and let me see here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. If I can find this very quickly, then I will show you a video. And at the bent pyramid, let me see, bent pyramid, Dendera, Severus, Sphinx, Temple of Isis, Abydos, pyramid, movie, Pharaoh, Luxor at night, Luxor, that, okay, let me go here. Okay, no, I don't, at least I don't have it labeled. I thought I might have had, no. Okay, so anyway, I was hoping I do have a movie of this. I just don't have it on my hard drive right here. So when you walk up on the bent pyramid and you come up and you're facing it, as you walk across the front corner, so if you're facing it, the corner on your right, it's collapsed. And when you look down, now the pyramid is there. It's in pretty good shape, including the cover stones on it, but that one corner is collapsed and it's massive. I don't know how many, 50 feet, 100 feet, 5-10 stories of this corner. It's big. It's a big pyramid. So, and you see, but the stones that are on the ground are burnt. They're black. You can see the stones inside of the bent pyramid. They're a different color. They're red and brown, gray. But the part that it looks like, I'm going to say, man, it looks like it was blasted by something, like a cannon hit it, some plasma weapon, some war. I'm stretching the imagination here, but all I'm saying is when you walk up and you look at that, you're walking through a field. It's 5,000 years old, at least. A field of black rocks, black. And you could, all around the desert, there's nothing like that there. You can see at the base of the bent pyramid, nothing there. And there is this chunks of charred, burnt rock. So I don't know. And point number 2, there is evidence when you go into certain temples in Egypt where people over the years used those temples for sanctuary. All right. Maybe they were chased into there. Maybe there was something going on. Maybe it was some, again, like some kind of sanctuary where they were in there and they needed to heat, build a fire to survive the night, or maybe even cook food. And so you can see like one room will have a black ceiling in it. And that is kind of evidence of it's scorched, what was caused. So you see that there, and you see it in some of the statuary, where in this different raiders that came into Egypt, whether it was Roman or Greek, Persian, the Hittites, whatever, they're coming in. They're doing a scorched earth policy. They're removing the gods and they're removing faces and they're doing this and they're ruining temples and statues and they're burning stuff. So yeah, you see evidence of that. So yeah, great question, Paul. Thank you for that. All right. Jimmy, what's Lynn? Are you kidding me? All right, everybody, right here, Lynn Henry Zesinger. I've known her since I was 14 years old, 15. Lynn, when did we meet? I was 15. I'm pretty sure 15, 14. I've known Lynn for a long time. I've serenaded Lynn on guitar. Oh, man. She got her fill of Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin when we were kids. I can't believe she's here listening to the show. Welcome, Lynn. What is one of your favorite songs to play on guitar? When I pick up a guitar, it depends. Like if I grab, this is the truth. Okay, can I reveal something? If I pick up an Eddie Van Halen guitar, I'm going to play Van Halen. If I pick up a Les Paul, I'm going to play Led Zeppelin. If I grab Flying V, I'm playing Michael Schenker. SG, I'm playing Black Sabbath. I'm playing Pantera. If I pick up a Dean, it's really weird. Yeah, I'm not making this up. I'll play Doc and George Lynch guitar, and I've got a weird habit with that. I don't know. There's no reason for that. The gold top Les Paul right there, man. I'll play ZZ Top all day long on that guitar, and I have the luxury of being able to do that. So it depends on the guitar, Lynn. It depends on the guitar. Depends. So my favorite, I like playing Black Sabbath. I just do. I like Van Halen, but anything off of Sabotage, Symptom of the Universe, The Writ, right? And just I just love the Fairies Wear Boots is just a fun song to play. You sit down with some friends and somebody's playing drums or you're just goofing around. Yeah, it's just fun stuff to play. So anything off of Sabotage, anything off of Paranoid, anything off of Technical Ecstasy, Volume 3, all right, Volume 4. There you go. Okay. All right. I can't believe that, Lynn. Check you out. Are you still up? Text me right now on my phone. Oh, my phone's not in here. My phone is out there somewhere. Text me on my phone and let me know. I'll text you after the show. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to Twitter. Let's see what's going on over here. Next time in Toronto, veal sandwich from California Sandwiches. I'm not joking. That actually sounds absolutely delicious. Yeah, that looks really good, but I need questions for the show. Have you been watching the new Mel Brooks History of the World Part 2 yet? No, I haven't. I heard it's great. That's from Ken Priest. Thank you, Ken. I heard it's great. I have been watching Poker Face, The Last of Us, and again, I mentioned earlier Ghosts. That's what I'm kind of caught up in right now. Okay. I just watched The Triangle of Sadness. Have you guys watched that yet? I'm going to leave that right there. Triangle of Sadness. But I didn't know that was So I heard it's great, but that was from some critics, some reviews. I didn't know it was actually up. So there you go. All right, let's see here. Okay. Are you and Christina Gomez dating? I've never met Christina Gomez. You doofus. All right. Jimmy, do you miss when Angeli was on the show? No, not really. Scott, is Bob Lazar telling the truth? He's telling the truth as probably he believes it. He's told the story so many times now that it turns into a truth. It turns into dogma. So, I'm not here to upset people. You believe what you want to believe. And, I was a big Bob Lazar fan for many, many years. Everybody knows this, including while Fade to Black was running and Coast to Coast and everything else. Then a couple of things happened where I just kind of stepped back and went, it feels a little funky to me. I'm not so sure now. So I'll leave that right there. This is from Scott. Is Bob Lazar telling the truth? Okay. I'm going to tell you guys a little something. You can go and check this out for yourself. Okay, so Bob Lazar tells a story about the handprint, the hand scanner at Area 51. Remember that? Right? And then he was shown evidence of this, and it was in that movie. What was it called? What's it called? Lazar, done by what's his name? And then he has this revelation, this moment, and he gets to see it like he's looking at his lost puppy. You want to see that exact handprint scanning device? It's in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Go and watch it. I watch that movie about once a month, and it's such a great movie. And after, I haven't mentioned this, but, after that Lazar movie, I watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind once a month. I love the movie. I do. It's there, and I pop it in all the time. It's a perfect movie. So I love watching it. I've seen it hundreds of times. There's that scene, man. And they're walking back, and they walk right up to that thing and pop his hand. It's like, man, Bob Lazar didn't invent that story in 1990. So there you go. You want to see that hand scanner? Watch Close Encounters, and you'll see where Bob Lazar got the idea for it. Okay. All right. Let me go to some more all caps here before we run out of time. If there's some good stuff here, I'll run into overtime. Do you want an acoustic guitar? I do. Oh, true, honest acoustic guitar? No, I've got the Strat Acoustasonic right there. I've got the Telecaster Acoustasonic, hollow bodies. I've got a 335 right there. It's an Ibanez. I've got an Ibanez Artist right above that is also a hollow body. Got an ESP right there. I'm trying to think in here. Just looking around in here. So I've got those. But a true acoustic guitar? No, I don't have one. So that answers that. Jimmy, follow-up question to my question. Can I send you a picture of my guitar collection? You can roast my rig. I really like the Gibson 70s V also. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You've got my email, Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Send me a picture of your guitar. I would love to see it, Matt. So there you go. Thanks, Jimmy, and agree with John Wick. All right. Oh, it's Thursday night, March 23rd, the John Wick 4. Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4, right? They just had 3. Is it 4 or is it 5? It's going to be good no matter what. The opening 10 minutes of John Wick is going to be one bloodbath. It's going to be a 10-minute long shooting behind the back. Love that, man. The spinning beer can. Wish we had a video of that. Yeah, so do I. Let's see. Does full disclosure equal full global acceptance of disclosure? I think the world right now, if you think that we are alone in the Milky Way, that there's no life out there, you're alone. It's been a tectonic shift in a belief system that has happened. So we now accept that there is life everywhere. There are planets everywhere. Every star's got a planet. So now we know that there are 1 trillion planets in our Milky Way. Not 1, not 0, not 2, not 3, not 4. 1 trillion. Trillion. Do you know how big of a number 1 trillion is? 1 trillion. 1 million is a big ass number. 1 million. And 1,000 millions is 1 billion. So inside of just one single billion are 1,000 millions. And then to get to 1 trillion, that is 1,000 billions. That's how big 1 trillion. We throw around 1 trillion all the time like it's just some number. 1 trillion. $1 trillion, $1 trillion, 2 trillion, 1 trillion, 1 trillion. This are like you understand how big that number is. You don't. No, the media and social media, people throw that number around like it's just a thing. It's not. That is a huge, huge number. So when we get to the idea now of acceptance that in our Milky Way there are up to 1 trillion planets. That's a huge number. You don't have any concept about how big of a number that is. So is there there has to be, that's it. It's without question, a buttload of life out there. That's it. So no, I don't think full disclosure of this. I think it's a big deal to finally have it happen. Confirmation of being visited by an intelligence that, comes from out there. It's a big deal. It's one of the big moments, if not the biggest moment in history. But that's not going to shock people, and I think globally, worldwide, I think we are at that point right now of saying, of course there's life out there. What? Universe is a big, 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 big place. There's lots of life out there. That's where we are. So when a disclosure happens, this big reveal, I don't think anybody's going to freak out. I just don't. I'm going to scroll through here really fast. Jimmy, have you got any favorite Australian bands? I'm guessing that it wouldn't be Air Supply. I love Air Supply. What are you talking about? Air Supply is great. But In Excess, and I'm going to go with the Bee Gees. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody sings Barry Gibb better than me. Think about that. That beautiful falsetto, the vibrato, the hair, the teeth. Yeah. Yeah, I do a great Barry Gibb. In Excess blows my mind. So I've got plenty of favorite Australian bands out there. All right, I am scrolling fast. I'm not even going to read this in a minute. Jimmy, have you seen the Def Leppard Hysteria album cover with the panda? Do you believe this could be a type of ET? I have not. I'll have to go back and look at it. White and black facial features similar to a panda. Seen them before? I have not. I'll go back and check it out, though. I find that very, very interesting. When they did that, though, I mean, there was Pyromania, Hysteria. What Hysteria came out after that, right? So those guys were 20 years old. Did they have control of what was, going on their album covers back then? And was there something? I don't know. But I'll go back and check that. I'm just looking for stuff in all caps. Okay? I'm just looking for stuff in all caps. Let's see. What's this? Jimmy, have you sorted out when you have on Kaz Clark again? I don't know who Kaz Clark is. Again? So I had somebody on the show named Kaz Clark. After your trip to Egypt, were you able to confirm the Great Pyramid has 8 sides? Okay. This is they're all great questions, but this stands out. Yes, the Great Pyramid does have 8 sides, and you can see it in the summer and winter solstice when the sun is just right and the shadows are cast, and you can see that there's 8 sides. When I walked around the Great Pyramid by myself and looking at it, no, you can't tell. You can't tell. No, it's not a surprise to know that we found out about this when, I believe it was a British surveyor plane was flying over Giza, took a shot of the Great Pyramid, hanging out the side of a biplane, took a picture and caught that. So that was, I think that picture was taken in 1930, right around then. We didn't know up until that point that it was 8-sided. You can't tell. It's too big. Man, it's really big. So its size is so distorted and you don't understand it until let's see. Jimmy, do you know what's going on with John Burroughs? Is he still alive? He texted me 2 days ago. So there you go. Man, okay. This looks complicated. Jimmy, do you think that when all the matter and antimatter was created at the Big Bang, allegedly, that all the matter went forward in time, that's us, and the antimatter started going backwards in time? Wow. That's a good one. What that's actually really good. See, that one stopped me in my tracks. And why antimatter, when it touches matter, explodes. All right, it's a violent explosion, and we know that we have antimatter right now. CERN has created antimatter, and we keep it in a magnetic chamber to balance everything and keep the antimatter suspended in the middle. Because if it touches the sides of the box, boom, it's an explosion, and we would probably have a gigantic crater there where CERN used to be. So we've got it suspended. So if antimatter is out there, is there an equal amount of antimatter to matter? Right? Every positive, there's a negative. That's a possibility, but wouldn't we be seeing violence, occurring all over the place? Violent explosions where an antimatter globule planet collides with something. So I don't know how much antimatter is out there. Or after, like you would just suggested, did it just go somewhere else? So that we're creating it now. But at the beginning of everything, was there an equal amount created, and did it just go somewhere else? Yeah. That's a great idea and a great theory. It went the other direction. We went this direction. That's us. Antimatter went the other way. It's brilliant, actually. All right, let's see. I'm just scrolling for all caps. Let's see here. Jimmy, what do you think about monoliths? Why did they come around and disappear? Are you talking about the monoliths that appeared around the world about 4 years ago? It was fun. It's fun. The one in Utah, they started popping up. I think it was an art thought experiment to see how people would react to them. I never got anything supernatural out of it or ET. So yeah. Let's see. Is Thoth still around? Maybe cruising what's the reincarnated? Don't do 23andMe. I know. Don't, Jimmy, don't. Okay, there's like 15 John Burroughs tweets here. I'll reach out to John Burroughs. I hope there's nothing going on. I don't know if that's the same person or different people. Man, there's a lot of. I'm just scrolling looking for all caps, and if I can't get to it, it turns into no Metallica guitars. Not right now. Official Metallica guitars, no. I would like to get one of the Ouija. That's a cool guitar. That Mummy guitar is pretty cool too as well. No. Let me read the question. Jimmy, any word on Alexander the Great, Cleopatra? Jordan government hasn't released anything. Any word? It seems like the search for Alexander the Great's tomb, especially in and around Alexandria, has been ongoing. They need to find that. They need to find the tomb of Cleopatra too as well. There was a severe earthquake that happened, and we found a lot of statues and stuff off the coast of Egypt right there. But the actual tomb of Alexander the Great, not officially. So there you go. All right, let me keep going down here. Jimmy, do you think the Mandela effect is proof that we live in a simulation? If the Mandela effect is real, it is. Well, or it's the proof of time travel. One or the other. Chris James said he has had a flying dream recently. Maybe you can have your out-of-body experience when California decriminalizes mushrooms. When I did hallucinogenics when I was 18, 19, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, when it was like a thing in the 70s. I probably lasted mushrooms. I remember when it was 1989. So I was 25. I never went out, and I did enough that it should have been an out of body experience. I never did. I never fully, with all of the acid and everything else that I've taken and mushrooms and stuff, I never officially hallucinated. Should have. My friends did, but I never did. I can't explain why. I wanted to. I mean, everybody else. Okay, I'm just going to jump to the end. The pyramid is, yes, it is. I only introduced, this is, what did you think of her presentation at the Expo? I only introduced Linda. I didn't see the entire presentation. And this is from Johnny. Anything new on the corridor discovered at Giza? They announced that they should have more results in about 3 months. Okay, now that comes from the culture of antiquities, or whatever they call it, in Cairo. So 3 months. Now, why are they going to have to rescan? Are they going to get the endoscopic camera further in? Are they going to open it up and bring in a robot? Are they going to drill on the other side? It seems to me that with the press conference that they had, that they believe, and I think that they know, that on the end of that corridor is an entrance, is a door, is something there. So that's what they're going to go and do. So let's see what happens. I don't know. But I'm feeling that med beds available to the public. Jimmy, have you ever astral traveled while meditating? So there you go. Okay. All right, everybody. It is. Can giants fit inside the pyramids, or were they built for modern-sized humans? Kind of. No, well, in what I've experienced, the Great Pyramid, the Bent Pyramid, there's no giants going down that tunnel. It's this big. I barely fit. There's no giants going down, descending into the Bent Pyramid or the Red Pyramid. The Great Pyramid, when you get into the Grand Gallery, yeah, somebody tall could fit in there, but the tunnel going into the King's Chamber, it's this big. What are you talking about? And so the actual entryway into the Great Pyramid, just so you guys know, what is there now, that was dug out by Persia. Okay, that's not the main entrance. So when you see the front of the Great Pyramid, you see that cantilevered thing where the stones are pulled, but that's not where you enter the Great Pyramid. It may be the entrance, but they haven't removed those stones there. So we don't know. That's where that corridor is. It's behind that. But the entrance to the Great Pyramid, no, it's down on the side, on the ground. That's a tunnel that dynamite and blasted. I don't know if it's dynamite, but explode. That they dug that tunnel, and then it goes out and connects to that main ascending shaft that goes up to the Grand Gallery. But that entrance, that's not the actual entrance. That's just an entrance that was dug into the Great Pyramid, and that was dug for humans like you and me. All right. With that, I'm going to get out of here. Tomorrow night, Michael Oming and Taki Soma are with us. We're going to be talking about the conspiracy comic duo. That's right. The comic artist. Incredible. They're going to be with us tomorrow night. And of course, Oming's new blue book was just released. I've got it right here. There it is. I showed it to you at the beginning of the show. Talk about that and everything else conspiracy related tomorrow night with Michael Oming and Taki Soma. It's going to be a great show. All right, so I'll see everybody tomorrow night right here on Fade to Black. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers, webmasters, Drew the Geek Music, Doug Aldrich, intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJ Sierra, the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2023 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I want everybody to be safe. I'll see you tomorrow night. Go Beckley Tepe.